A very good morning everyone. In previous session we have completed optimizing image search, and in our today's video we are going to discuss optimizing product search. Let us recall the previous session, which is based on the optimizing for the image search. See, when you are working with an image, at that time there are several points which you need to keep in the mind during the image setting inside the web page, because we are learning how to improve the image search in the website. So there are certain strategy which you can apply when you are working with image. Number one, indirect reputation management. When there is a large number of images, at that time you don't have anything to hide. That means when your business is related with a particular product, at that time put as much number of images as possible. Next is called shopping via image search result. That is, see, this particular product search technology is popular nowadays. By looking at an image of product, people is going to search for the product. So rapidly find what they are seeking without having dig through the promotional website. So people are generally using a organic search instead of visiting promotional website. Next is called increases chances of showing up in the universal and blended search result. Nowadays there are the concept of universal search and blended search. So what you need to do when you perform the image search optimization, it improves the chances to show your image in the search engine result pages. Next is called empowering others to promote you. That means you are going to give the copyrights or legal authorities to others' website to promote the images related with your website, or they can copy and make a reuse of image to promote your website. Next is called image optimization tips. Google have nowadays artificial intelligence algorithms which is based on the image. When you want to compare image or anything, at that time you just need to drag the image in the Google image search box using images.google.com, which can be identified the contents of that particular match and show the other similar images in front of you. Search engine also experiments the optical character recognitions to read whatever the text you have put within the image. Here we have taken three different points which is based on the image. Generally, Golden Gate Bridge as a single image on your page, you just need to give the related title, relevant heading tag, and you can give the name of this particular image on the content area, which will create confidence in the mind of customer, as well as it will create positive impact on the crawler as well as on the search engine. Next is called, you can put 10 images on a page which contains similar concept or which contains similar keyword, and you can use that concept inside title, heading or page content. Next is called image file name and image src string. Means your file name should be such which represents the image, right? So instead of giving image1.jpg, you just need to give the name of image which through which you are going to represent the image file. Next is called image alter attribute. In the image alter attribute, you can set text for which purpose your image is created. Next is called good quality of pictures. Try to upload good quality of pictures, as well as try to avoid embedded thumbnail inside the file, because it is possible that search engine may copy your image. It will reduce the size, again it will save it and compress in the format, and then later on it will use. So try to avoid the use of embedded thumbnail. Next is called don't store image in the sidebar column or in the navigation elements, because generally search engine forgets or search engine ignores whatever the content you have placed inside navigation bar as well as in the sidebar column. So you need to avoid using this type of content in the navigation element as well as in the sidebar column. Next is called if you are using images that may also be displayed on the other side, at that time you just need to store that file in the different sizes. So when you are going to compress your file, it may create positive impact in the mind of customer, but for that you don't need to change the name of change the name of file, and don't change height and width parameters of HTML. Just compress your file and make the file size in the different context. Consider adding watermark. So when you are going to place watermark inside the images, there are a less number of chances having stealing that images. So when you don't want that user will copy your image, at that time add some watermark inside images. You can also need to have your server configuration which allows you to display certain kinds of pages which contains images. Now optimization through the Flickr, as I have told you that for the video sites there are a YouTube. YouTube is a dominant player in the market. Similarly for the storing of images you are having Flickrs, and in this site there are certain things which is provided. Say for example, it contains domain authority, it contains crawling ability, there are a lots of powerful keywords which has been used under the Flickr, there are cross-referencing potentialness. So this is all given by the Flickr. Next is called other image sharing site. There are other several sites also in which you can able to share the images, and it contains several points, or we can say it also contains several tips. Say for example, you can add different types of tag, you can give the descriptive title, you can also place description under the photograph for which purpose this photo is taken. You can also add some notes. Flickr allows rectangular area in the image, so when you want to give some tip to the user, at that time when mouse is placed inside the rectangular area, tooltip will come. So Flickr allows this kind of facility. Similarly, if photo is related with the particular location, at that time you can have the facility of geotag. You can also create public photo album using Flickr group. Flickr also allows you to link each of your Flickr photo pages to the website, and you can post as many photos as possible, but which contains a improved quality of picture, or the quality of your picture must be good. Now let us begin with our today's session, that is called optimization for product search. See, this particular the facility of Google is very much less popular, but nowadays product search is also possible using Google search. So for example, when you want to search for a Canon power shot, or nowadays people are going to purchase a product like clothes are there or garments are there, some accessories are there. So people are going to purchase a product from the internet. So nowadays we cannot say that this type of Google search is less popular, but in the year 2006 or 2007, this concept has been given by the Google, and at that time it is less popular. Let me read out the points. Google product search is less popular than some of the other Google on properties. However, top rankings for product-based businesses in the Google product search are critical. This product search one box can appear anywhere on the page top, middle and bottom, as shown in the figure, an example of search for a Canon power photo shoot. So over here we have searched for a particular product. At that time you are having a list of links which contains Canon power shot. Even it also contains images related with the particular product. So this is known as shopping. See over here, shopping facility is there, right? So you can select that, or you can use directly search for a product in the Google. So over here we have search for a Canon power shot, and which gives a list of links which is based on the Canon power shot. Similarly, you are having a photograph related with the Canon company. Now product search optimization. Here are some basic things you can do to optimize your feed for the Google product search. Number one, the most important optimization step is to make sure that your feed is accurate. Pricing must be matched exactly considering all the factors such as shipping and handling. See, when you are giving list of product in front of the customers, at that time you need to write the accurate price regarding the product. So pricing must be matched exactly. Otherwise what happens in the image, sometimes it may be possible that when you are getting some advertisement related with the particular product, right, at that time price is of 250, but when you are going to visit that particular site, at that time the price of the same product would be very high. It may be of 1000 or 2000, right? So it is possible, but when you are going to improve the product search, the quality of product search, at that time you need to put accurate price regarding particular product. And when you are mentioning the price, at that time you need to consider the shipping detail also, because sometimes it is possible that when product list is there, at that time in the below portion some notes has been given, so free shipping available, or 10% shipping charge. Like that way the product search can be considered. Next is called create descriptive accurate item titles. Sometimes it may be possible that when you click on a woman item, at that time some kids product is displayed, right? So whatever the descriptions you are going to use, based on that description you need to give the title of your item. Next is called use long tail terms in your title, particularly for higher competitive product. Picking the right terms can be difficult because there may be hundreds of long tail terms to choose from. See, always remember one thing, that when you are going to give the title to your page, at that time be careful, use long title as possible as required. Why? Because see, when long tail query is there, at that time whatever the word people is going to search in the search box or type in the search box, you will definitely get your page over there, right? So instead of giving short tail into the title, you just need to give any right term in the title text, so there is a chances in the higher listing of your page. Next is called seller ratings, play a big role in the ranking in Google. So nowadays you people are having a facility of rating and reviews for a particular product. So seller rating plays a huge role in the ranking of Google. Google always refers rating for a particular product, and those which contains higher ranking, that product would be there on the top of the list. It manages your rating at a contributor sources such as DealTime, Nextag, PriceGrabber, reseller rating and Shopzilla. So when you want to manage the rating by the contributor sources, you can use any one of them which has been listed over here, which gives you the details about the rating of particular product. DealTime is there, Nextag is there, PriceGrabber is there, reseller ratings is there, or Shopzilla is there. You can use any one of them. Product ratings are also important. Get your product rated on the websites such as opinions.com. Using this site you are able to get the rating of particular product. Now product name plus brand name in the item title are the best choice. Suppose your product belong from the particular brand, at that time you need to mention the name of brand in the title tag. Suppose your product belong from the non-branded items, at that time you cannot invoke such kind of item in the Google product search. So try to give or try to add brand name in the item title. Always include product images. See, when you are going to give the product online, or when you want to display your product online, at that time, see, we are going to discuss the points regarding the how to improve product search. So what is the first point? Pricing, right? Whatever the price you show to the customer, that is matched exactly, right? So when customer is going to purchase the product online, at that time you need to mention the shipping detail or return charges, or if any other charges are included, that thing you need to enclose. Number 2, descriptive and accurate item titles. That means when you give the title of item, it must be descriptive, or it must describe the product. Next is called use long terms in the title. Why? Because when people is going to search on the internet, so any of the keyword is matched with the particular title from your pages. So in this competitive products, there is a chances to get your product on the top of the list. Next is called seller rating. There are several contributors company through which you are able to get the ratings or rankings in the Google. Next is called product rating. Again, this is an important factor, and opinions.com is a site through which you can get products rating from that particular website. Next is called product name plus brand name in the title item titles. So that is a best choice when you are going to give the title to any items. You just need to add the name of brand. Generally non-branded items are not collected by the Google product search, so it is better to give the brand name with the product name in the item title tag. Next is called include product images, because from the images only people is going to purchase the product. So it is possible, if it is possible, put maximum images regarding the products, because majority of people is going to search for a product, and the people are going to purchase the product by looking at the images only. So in Bing, if you have no photo, your product simply will not be shown. So always give the photographs related with the products. Google converts your images into the 90 by 90 pixels to display thumbnail. Therefore, square pictures will take better advantage of the available space. See, here are the tips we are having to improve image search. Number one, generally when you upload any images on the Google, at that time Google automatically converts that image into 90 by 90 pixels, and it is recommended that those images which are in the square pictures, right, you will get advantage of available space. Next is called ensure that the product size is as large as possible in the picture. See, if you have very small image of particular product, at that time it will not get clear in the eyes of customer. So you need to take a picture or photograph of your product and the size is as large as possible, so that from the image only customer can get idea regarding the product. Next is called higher contrast pictures are easier to read in the thumbnail size. So make a contrast level very high to using that we can easily read the thumbnail from the available picture. Next is called make sure the picture are not muddy or low contrast. As I have told you that if the brightness or contrast level of the picture is very muddy or it is low in the contrast, at that time that particular picture gets blur or it will not be selected by any search engine. Make sure that the product appear clearly against their background. So set background accordingly. Other factors that also may play a part includes the following. Number one, apparent authority of the domain. That is again other factor which affects to the picture quality. Next is called specific pricing details. You need to, as I have told you, you need to define the policy of pricing. 10% off, 20% off. So at that time what happens, original price is cut off and new price is displayed. So that is called specification about pricing details. Then the website's ranking for the keyword in the web search. Next is called whether any of the product are deemed or adult. If so, all your products might get filtered out due to safe search. See, if your product has been built for the or it is selling for the adults, at that time for providing safe search, what you need to do, you need to confirm the age of people first, right? So at that time you need to take care about the safe search regarding the product. Next is called user specifying Google checkout items only. That means whatever the list of items provided by the Google, you need to make sure that it is registered under the Google, and the number of users who have added your Google product items to their individual shopping list within product search or placed them on their shared wish list. That means whatever the product you have taken or whatever the product is there in the cart or your wish list, you can share it with your other person. So that facility you need to give. Next is called optimization of news, blog and feed search. So this is the second level of search. Right now, up till now we have completed 3 points: optimizing local search, optimizing image search, or optimizing for product search. Now we are going to study optimizing for news, blog and feed search. Now see, news, blog and feed is another large potential area of opportunity for the optimization. This has a manner not only on obtaining traffic directly from the search engine, but also in promoting your business in whole new ways. So using this type of optimization, you are able to create traffic on the search engine. It may be possible that direct traffic has not been created, or directly traffic is created on particular feed, blog or news search. Now RSS feed optimization means what? So RSS feed optimization is different than the blogs you generally read, but many people consider it as a together, means both are equal. But see, there is a difference between RSS feed as well as of blog. RSS feed can be used for the reporting as well as for the announcement purpose, whereas blog is just written for the individual ones, right? So that both are different. News alerts, your latest specials, clearance items, upcoming events, new stock arrivals, new articles, new tools and resources, search results, a book revision history. These all are the parts of RSS feed. Now top 10 best sellers, like Amazon.com, right? That is just used for the product categories, or we can say it is used for the product management activities. It gives you the forum, it gives you the recently added or downloads. All the facilities are given by the Amazon.com. So top 10 best sellers provide management activities, provides you recently added downloads. See, these all are the tasks which has been given by the RSS feed. So it is different. I'm again repeating this point. This point is continue over here. Many people considers blog and RSS together, but actually both are different. Blog is just used for the individual ones, whereas RSS feed is used for the reporting, announcements, news alerts, or it is used for the clearance of upcoming items. So RSS feed is used just for that. Or you are able to give top 10 best sellers project management activities with the help of RSS feed. Now a good place to start with the basic SEO practices, as we have outlined elsewhere in the book, right? So it provides you there are several basics through which you can use RSS feed optimization. Number one, you can organize them by category, latest comments, comments by post, and so on. So see, if you are having more than one feed for a particular topic, at that time you can arrange that feed based on the categories. Say for example, suppose one feed is related with the particular product, one is related with the news alerts, right? One is related with upcoming events. So you can make a category of RSS feed and you can arrange it based on the category, you can arrange it based on the latest comment, you can also comments by post, and this way you can apply sorting or you can manage multiple feeds at a time. Now make it easy to subscribe. Ideally, users should have to click only once to subscribe via their favorite aggregator. See, when you are going to give the facility of subscription, at that time you need to provide easy way to subscribe. If you are providing complicated way of subscription, at that time it may lose the interest of people regarding the subscription. So by clicking or by performing a few clicks, you can subscribe to your favorite aggregator. Next is called blog optimization. Blog is nothing but it is just used for the individuals, who is going to write articles on the regular basis, and it is very much easy to publish content using blogs. When one author is there who need a blog in and use relatively simple set of menus or choice to the input what they want to publish, if they want to preview and then proceed to publish it. So author have options whether they want to publish, they want to preview it and then want to publish. So user have different type of menu choices which they can use. Number one, author may choose publish, or author may preview it first and then proceed to the publishing. It is far easier than coding your own HTML page by hand, because in this facility, like when you want to write on certain topic, then at that time no need to perform coding in the HTML. You just need to write a list of content and you can simply write a blog and you can become an author. Blogs are inherently social in nature and a host of social marketing benefits come from the blogs. It enables you to comments for interaction with your readers. Bloggers tend to have a significant level of interaction. So when you want to interact with the readers or customers or audiences, at that time there is a facility to have an interaction between the author and the reader. For example, one blogger may write a post that reacts to or comments on another blogger's post. A lot of cross-linking takes place with one blogger citing another. See, this is again one of the facility which is provided by the blog, or which is just for the blog writer. You can react on the post as well as you can comment on another blogger's post. So in this way you are going to perform cross-linking in the file. Structural blog optimization means what? It is a key element for the successful SEO. You are using certain things like title, heading, good content, there are inbound links and SEO friendly architecture. So using blog you are able to create a powerful structure using SEO. So if you want to implement the SEO strategy inside blog, at that time give proper title, use proper heading tag, provide good content, contain inbound links properly and use SEO friendly architecture. So although the various blog publishing platforms are great, they can sometimes also require modification to achieve optimal SEO results. So certain points to improve the blogs are: number one, categorize each post and tag a name is used in title of that tag page. That means when particular blog belongs from a particular category, at that time you need to arrange it as a category wise each post. Next is called rewrite your URL to contain keywords and to use hyphens preferred over underscored as a word separator. See, generally we people are going to use underscored as a word separator, but here when you are writing or working with a blog, at that time you just need to use hyphen to separate two keywords or to separate two words. Next is called note that if you have a site at http www.yourdomain.com and a blog at this particular folder, you may need to implement a separate redirect just for the blog, because see, one is related with the website and one link is related with the blog. So you need to provide separate redirect for the website as well as for the blog. This must be handled not just for the home page but for all the internal pages. Internal pages means the pages which are connected with the website, right? If 5 pages are connected with the home page, at that time what you need to do, you just need to make sure that your home page and internal pages are connected properly using permalink pages, and all the redirection would be possible properly, otherwise it may create conflict. Now over here we are having a figure, a sample search result that shows the impact of using keywords in a blog page title. See over here RSS and SEO is the search we have performed using blog. So here is the list of blog we are having, but we have used keywords within the title text. So these all blogs are there on the top of the list. So this is the impact of using keywords in the blog's title page, and definitely the first 3 results have a keywords in their title as well as in their URL. So you need to find out that kind of keyword, you need to use in the title tag, you need to use it as a description, you need to use it as a content area, and you can achieve the benefit of blog. See over here, optimizing your anchor text is what? When you are going to write a blog as a SEO perspective, anchor text plays important role. You need to control it as much as you can, and you are having some specifications regarding anchor text. Number 1, make the post title a link to a permalink page. You do not want your only link to the post to say permalink. A permalink is nothing but it is a permanent static hyperlink to a particular web page or entry in a blog. So you need to mention the permalink page, which is nothing but it is a kind of static page, or we can say it is a static hyperlink for a particular web page or entry in a blog. Next is called use a tool such as Open Site Explorer using www.opensiteexplorer.org, or you can also use Majestic SEO, where www.majesticseo.com, to see who is linking to your site. So when you want to see that who other is linking to your website, at that time using these 2 links you are able to explore such kind of thing. Next is called internally link back to all relevant posts within the body of a blog post. Don't use here or previously or similar words as the anchor text. Use something keyword rich instead. That means whatever you are going in the blog post body, you just need to perform keyword research, and instead of similar words you just need to make sure that use some unique word which is used as a keyword rich. Next is called author profile pages. Sometimes it may be possible that multiple author writes a particular blog, so you will definitely get double benefit when there is a multiple author of that particular blog. So many of your readers will have a stronger interest on one of the writers than the others. So if multi-author blog has been written, at that time you will definitely create a good reader's interest on particular topic. Next is called link remain critical. So managing your link which remains critical, which is a critical activities. Blog platforms provide limited ability to manage your internal link, so this may require some customization to accomplish. Fortunately, in the WordPress environment, there are some plugins available which can help you to manage certain types of critical activity. I'm going to repeat this point again. Link remain critical means when you are going to manage particular link, at that time it is a critical activity. So for that you need to maintain internal linking structure properly. You need to require some customizations. So in WordPress you are having good plugins to present or to perform linking structure properly. News search optimization, this is the third one, is called RSS feed, next is called blog optimization, and this is the last optimization, which is called news search optimization, which is a dominant provider in the search, or we can say it is a king of news search engine in the market, is called Yahoo News, right? See, we people know that Google is the dominant provider in the search, right? But remember one thing, then when there is a search about news, at that time Yahoo is a dominant player, or we can call it as a king. So Yahoo News gets nearly 3 times as many visitors as Google News does. So when there is a talk about news, at that time Yahoo becomes a king, and we are having 3 times visitors available on the Yahoo News rather than the Google News. And you are having two different links, one is just for the Yahoo News and another is just for the Google News. You can refer any one of it. It provides a very high quality of content which is unique, original and created on regular basis is must see. In remaining all the concept, if your content is lower quality content, if you are not providing unique content, if you are not updating that content on the regular basis, that is okay. But see, when there is a talk about news, at that time you need to compulsory have unique, original, and that content must be updated on the regular basis, because you are working with a news search. So you will definitely gain a good traffic on the particular news search. In the May 2007, Lauren Baker of Search Engine Journal reported obtaining up to 5,000 visitors per day from Yahoo News alone. That is a serious bump in traffic. And nowadays, see, this is a survey about 2007, so approximately 13 years has been passed. So you can have the measurement regarding the number of visitors per day, right? So in the Yahoo alone, news readers are there approximately 5,000 visitors, right? So nowadays there is a huge traffic which is performed on the news search. Submission detail on the news search. See, when you want to submit any news on the Google, at that time here are the link through which you are able to upload the news on the Google. These all are the list of news and media sites, and survey has been performed in the month of July 2011. Here total visitors are performed, and it is in the percentage area also. And again, this is performed by the experience hit wise. When you publish your content on the regular basis, sometimes twice per the business day, it is a great place to start, but do more if you can. Google News Sitemap can speed up the discovery process for your news articles as well. You can implement this as an RSS or Atom feed and have it ping and the news server. Even without this, you should not create a news sitemap file for your news. The format of this feed differs from the traditional XML sitemap. So this is all about our today's session. In our next video, we are going to complete this particular unit. One topic is remaining, that is other type of optimization like mobile optimization, video optimization and multimedia optimization, which we are going to complete in the next session. In today's session we have completed, or we can say we have discussed two topics. One is called optimization for the product search and another is called optimization for news and blog and feed search. So this is all from my side. Thank you all.